Yep, we are recording now.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. Tushi, do you want me to start the introduction?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the webinar about the International Division of AECT. And today's webinar, we will focus on introducing the International Division of AECT. And thank you very much for participation. And our speaker today will be Dr. Szu-Yueh. And please correct me if I did not pronounce your name correctly. And you can also call her Justine. And Dr. Justine is from the University of Wisconsin. And she is the president of the International Division of AECT. So she will give us a really nice introduction about this division. And my name is Jiahui Wang, and I'm recently graduated from the University of Florida, and I will be joining Kent State University as a tenure track assistant professor in the upcoming semester, and I will be the moderator of our webinar today. And in our webinar today, I will be asking a number of questions and also leave for some time for questions from the audience. Does that sound good to everyone?
Yeah, and congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very excited to join the university in the August. Very exciting. So I'm gonna ask a couple questions about the international division. The first one is, what is your primary focus of the international division? Can you give us some brief introduction about it?
Yeah, I mean, the name kind of tells itself, right? So international division, basically, it's like, if we go back to a little bit earlier times, definitely this division was set up because like we have, as an international organization, we have a lot of international professionals and scholars. So this division was set up to like welcome all those international people who can join AECT, because during that time traveling is not easy. So we really want to help them to feel like more like home, and this is a good, like, no matter it's like academic home for them to like publish or present their research studies. And so that was the very, very beginning of the history. And then, but like recently we have been talking about like internally, like we really want to make it even more open, because when people think about international scholars or professionals, we always think like people from other countries, not counting United States. But if you think another way, because of the technology, it advances so quickly. So right now the whole globe is like a globe village. So everybody lives on this earth is like a global citizen. So if we think about this way, then everybody is an international, because even like Americans stay in other countries, they are an international scholar. So so that's one big idea like we try to promote in the past few years. We really want to help people see everybody can be an international somewhere. And by saying that, we really want to focus on more collaboration. So no matter where you are, and we want to encourage people to find like people in different regions, and then you can find, oh, you're sharing similar research interests, so maybe you too can find a way to collaborate. So even within United States, you are in different parts, so like you're in Midwest or you're on the West Coast, or you find somebody in maybe South Africa, since we have so many affiliations around the world. So we want to encourage people to find this kind of collaboration, because sometimes you will find something very interesting and surprising, which is like, I think some people share with us in the past few years saying they didn't know like in South Africa, the technology, like joining on the internet, is really like a very common thing because people there, like they use Wi-Fi, they use internet to talk so much. So in education, online education is actually a big thing there. So their research studies and like results sometimes echo what we found like here. So we have some people share that kind of idea with us saying, oh yeah, it's just like I never met somebody before from other countries, so I didn't know. So we really want to help people see like how technology has been like changing the education in different places. Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you very much for your introduction. And I think it's very important to help you the possibility for people from different parts of the world to be able to talk to each other and communicate their ideas. Yeah. So our next question is, in terms of involvement, how do you think new members of the international division could become more involved in your division?
That's a good question, because right now we have a lot of like new people in the past few years. Because it's kind of like becoming like different kind of dynasty change. Also, international division was like more like senior scholars earlier. Maybe if you come to AECT, and you will probably see a lot of senior scholars and professors there. But somehow they pass the responsibilities to a group of younger generation right now. And so we are very open to have more like students to join us, because before I always tease to my board members, I say like 10 years ago, 2008 was my first AECT meeting, and I went to international division membership meeting. They're all senior professors sitting there. And I was kind of like surprised and a little bit like terrified, like because I just started my graduate study in the States. That's my second year. And so I was a little bit intimidating to join them. Even when I was sitting there, I dared not to say something because I know nothing. So right now we're also trying to change that kind of feeling, because I don't know how many people had similar experiences as me, but we want to encourage more students and more people to join us. So right now our board member actually has a new system. Like we ask people who wants to like know more about international division, you can feel free to contact us and then tell us like which position you're interested in, and we will connect you with that board member, and then you can shadow him or her for a year. And then once we have the next election, or like, because some positions are not elected, so sometimes the officer will just start like saying, oh, you have been shadowing me for a long time, so I'll just like pass this responsibility to you. So we just started this kind of like shadowing experience, we call it internship. And so kind of like last year. So right now we have a few people sign up for different positions in our division. And so they are learning a lot. And just like all of us, like we're also learning the long history of international division. So that's a good way for people who are interested in international division and also in learning about our division and also serving in the division. Yeah.
That is very cool. And I'm very glad you provide this opportunity for new members to be part of your division. And I was wondering if you could give us a very quick introduction about what roles or opportunities are available in your board of international division.
Yeah, we're very small because we try to keep it like really manageable. And so right now we have president and secretary and GSA representative and also communication officer. And we have, and we call her editor, but her major responsibility is to publish the newsletter. So it's like 2 to 3 newsletter per year for all our members. And then we also have what is tech trend representative, and we have another board representative. And what is special is actually international division has a very special editor position that is the international perspective in the ETR&D. So we have that editor, but that one is I think that one is an election, and also not election within our division, but an election with AECT board. So we have like 9 different positions. And in addition to those officially kind of like election or nominated position, we also have some, we call it under the table position, because those are the special title. So like we will have special event facilitator. That basically means when we are meeting in AECT, the convention site, we need some help, because you all know that we have welcome reception every Wednesday night for AECT. So we need some people to facilitate that orientation with us. And then international also has a Jenny Johnson Hospitality Center located usually nearby the registrar. And so that is a place in memory of Dr. Jenny Johnson. When she decided to set up that hospitality center, she wants to give a place for international scholars to take a break during the convention, because she mentioned all the international professionals, when they travel, they are adjusting the jet lag. So sometimes they don't want to go back to the hotel room, because then they will fall asleep and miss a lot of things in the convention. So if we can give them a kind of a place where they can take a nap or provide some coffee, and then that will get them refreshed to keep going on in the convention. So that's why we started that hospitality center. So we need some people to help, like sometimes stay there just to meet and greet people. And we also have some events that are not listed in the program happening in the hospitality center. So like we have Doctor is in. So we invite senior professors to keep like sharing their experiences with us. And so we need somebody to contact those senior professors to make that schedule. And we also have another event called Stories from Home. So we invite people, sometimes their project, they probably think, oh, that is still not mature enough, or that is still developing, or it's just an idea, like we're doing a very small pilot study. So we can, we want to share with people and get some feedback, but that is not something like research proposal. So we invite those people to share what they are doing in their countries. And so we also need people to contact those scholars. So all these kind of special events, we really need some help. So that's why we have those special event coordinator positions too.
That is very cool. And I'm also wondering, so for those positions, when is your election period? So for those people who are interested to be part of your international division, when they should start looking for some like advertisements or announcement?
Oh, you mean, wait, say that again. You say after the election?
I was wondering when the election would be occurring, at what time of the year. So for example, you have the secretary position available for next year. So when people who are interested in those positions should start looking at those announcements.
Yeah, our election goes with the AECT election. So whenever AECT is having election, and that's a good time to to submit your application. And for some non-election positions, just feel free to email us. Our email address is INTL, so international abbreviation, and then AECT@gmail.com. INTLAECT@gmail.com. So if you're interested in any position, feel free to email us. And so we will have a record showing like who are interested, and then the board member will talk about it. Yeah.
That's cool. Thank you for providing the information.
Mm-hmm.
And the next question is, for those people who are interested in submitting a proposal to the international division, what proposal topics is your division interested in?
Yeah, we definitely, the most focused one is like if your study is conducted in an international context. So basically that's exactly what people usually think, like, oh, if I have a study and then I do it in like say Europe, or like I will say in Korea, in China, and then I am eligible to submit, and that's correct. But we also say something like, if you are international students, you are in United States, so what you are studying is not exactly like in an international context, unless you welcome our new definition of international. And then we're still encourage you to submit your proposal, because that's one way we want to help international students and also international professionals, because us like English is not our native language. So we all struggle a little bit with writing, with speaking, and with presentation all the time. So one of the purpose for us, international division, to welcome the proposal is to help international students and international professionals, because we know like you are internationals, so we won't really focus on like the grammar or like your writing, because sometimes if you submit to other division, you might get a lower points or lower grade for your clarity of your proposal. But because like we understand English can be a barrier, so we internally we try to help our reviewer understand we don't need to be that strict about grammar. The purpose is to understand the proposal and also like to understand the research study. And if the clarity part is not clear, we encourage our reviewer to write in the section that only sent to the planner and say, I'm having trouble understanding this proposal, but I think this proposal expressed a very interesting study. So we can think about it, maybe change it into a roundtable discussion or something. So we try to help international scholars and professionals find a way still to be able to meet other people, even though English is not your major native language. So that has become like another focus in our division. And there's another one I have heard is like international student, like you are staying in the States. So your study is basically with American students or with American citizens. So, but if you put a little bit perspective of where you are from, so for example, I'm from Taiwan, and if I submit something and about my study, but I say from a foreigner's perspective, I found this perspective most interesting, and you're using your nationality and your culture, your understanding, like being an outsider to see what's going on in the States, and that can be another focus. So basically we have all these three major focus. And so we have some people ask us before saying, so what's the difference between you and the CLT? And we actually talk about this with CLT. And so we say we're kind of like a very general context, because CLT, since they have the culture part, so they basically more focus on that part a little bit, but we focus not just the cultural, but also the context, the places, the location, and also your perspective. So I hope that's clear. And if somebody from CLT heard something different, like we're welcome, like we're trying to talk, try to find a place for both of us. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hi.
Hey, yeah, I'm sorry. I just muted myself and I didn't realize that, and I was talking for a while. Yeah,
It's
what
okay.
I was saying is this is really good, for international scholars to share their perspectives in different contexts of education.
Mm-hmm.
And our next question is, what awards and professional development opportunities are provided by your division?
We have a few awards. So first we have Jenny Johnson internship. So it's different from the AECT leadership development internship. So Jenny Johnson intern, again, Dr. Jenny Johnson want to encourage more international professionals. So it's open for international students and also professors in other countries, but we just changed the description this year. So before this year, we only opened that for people out of the States. But starting from this year, we actually made it open to all international students and professionals. So anyone who is not an American citizen, basically. Yeah. So if you are in the States, you are qualified to apply. And we basically ask you to write a 2-page summary about why you think you qualify for this position. And then we ask for 2 letters of recommendation. And all the details are actually on the website with other internship description. And today is actually the last day we're accepting the application. Yeah, and then we also have a student practice award. So that is like we encourage professors recommend their students who are doing amazing job in their field. And so the professors can recommend the student to saying, oh, she's really doing a good job in this project, so I want to recommend her for the student practice. And then there's also another one called international contribution. And so that's for people who are out of states, and if they are doing good work in international context, we will encourage them to apply. And then, sorry, I lost my mind. There is one more. It's the service award. So if you are a member with us and then you have been serving in our division and AECT, and you feel free to nominate yourself, or people can nominate you for the service award. Yeah, and then the last one is basically a recognition award, and that is the presidential recognition. But in addition to that, we collaborate with AECT for 2 AECT Foundation Awards. So the first one is the De Kiefer Award. That one is also only for international people who are not located in the States. So but that one needs more experiences, so you can feel free to nominate anybody who are out of state to apply for that award, because that recognize their performance, no matter they are in academic or they are in business. So that is not 100% pure academic award. And then the last one is AECT, ETR&D journal award. So that one we will go through the ETR&D journal in the past year before the convention, and then that the editor will work with the award committee to choose a good journal article published in the international perspective. Yeah, and then there's sorry, I keep losing my mind. There's one more, is the tech trend. Tech trend, we have also a international perspective section, and that one we have an award, but basically it's chosen by the tech trend editor and the award committee. Yeah.
Thank you. And this is not easy to remember such a long list of award opportunities, and I really appreciate your information. And I think those are all my questions that I could think of. And do we have any other questions from the audience or from you? If you think of any other missing questions, feel free to bring it up.
I don't have any. This has been very helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, this was really helpful. Thank you very much, Justine. Thank you very much, Jiahui. Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you. Yeah, because I think this is a good opportunity for us to share our new kind of perspective about international division, because like it has been a long journey for international division to go through the whole thing, because like I say, a lot of time is like it started with a group of professors who care about their international students, like Dr. Jenny Johnson. And then several people joined her and started this division. And they start like doing a lot of things to encourage international students. But basically at that time, and also when you pass a tradition, it's really just like basically focusing on international students. But we do feel like a lot of us, like we notice like, we actually, some of our members are not students, and so they feel shy, or they feel like embarrassing a little bit, like to contact us, because they are not international students, but they are international professionals. So since then we got like, and we got a lot of like self-reflection on us, saying, how can we help more people? How can we as a division to serve more people who are interested in joining AECT, and to meet more people in the States or in other countries? So that's why we started like all this kind of like new members and all new board members. We really start asking us, how can we do it? How can we help? So we start like changing the perspective and seeing everybody can be an international, and everybody, not just the student who need help, but also professionals. Because some other, like we have questions before from professors, they are in other countries. They wonder how can they find like visiting scholar information. And we say sometimes it's really hard. But if we know like people like us who work in the States or who are students in the United States, and we heard those information, and then we can share with those people who are in other locations, but they want to visit America for maybe a short period of time, just to learn more about the trends in educational technology, so we can make that connection happen. And also we have some people saying, like ask questions saying, I want to find a job in the States, but basically I'm out of the United States, but I got all my degree in the States. So he or she probably got a PhD within United States higher education institution, but they went back home and serve at home, maybe because they have scholarship sponsored from the country before. But after that, they still want to come back to find a job or to meet more people. So then we can help them try to find the connection. So that's why we decided to really change international division's perspective a little bit. Yeah.
That is very awesome. Thank you so much for spending the time talking about the international division. We really appreciate your time. And also, I'd like to thank the audience for participating in today's webinar. And I think the webinar is also recorded. So if you missed the webinar, feel free to check out the recording as well.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, both of you, Justine and Jiahui. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.